Alright, here we go. We're going to examine a bit of the off-season involving the Los Angeles Chargers from this season. This off-season, technically. Including over their draft pick. And they had a complete row with Quentin Johnston, Talulu Tupanlulu, Dylon Henley over in the linebacking position, Darius Davis they took in the 4th round, Jordan McFadden that they picked on offensive lineman for, Scott Matlock, and Max Gooden. Now, over the extension for protection they had over Justin Herbert, Isaiah Spiller, and Zion Johnson, JT Woods. We obviously know in the receiving core there was a plethora of everybody got hurt in that Chargers team, to be honest. We saw Joey Bosa not play until the latter half of the season. We haven't seen Asante Samuels or Gilman Alulu, like a lot of players. I think Austin Johnson even got hurt for a majority of the season. Hell, we didn't even have Mike Williams and Keenan Allen until the second half. We had to rely on a lot of rotational pieces over in the receiving depth with Garrett Everett, and they just let Austin Ekeler walk with no career extension over a tag when he literally had a career season where he was breaking LaDainian Tomlinson rushing records over a majority of the season. Ham-fisted a great offense. Overall best talent on the team that choked a 27-point lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I wish I had a lot more positives to say. Obviously, Quentin Johnston to help an aging Keenan Allen and give more extensive depth, because I heard Johnston was a good slot. Next to Darius Davis, Terrell Bynum, and Wilson Pokey. I bet at least 2 of these guys are not going to last over the summer to get cut around preseason. Ezekiel Michael. They already don't have that much depth when it comes to the rushing with Joshua Kelly. I don't know if Ezekiel is going to be a massive free agent stop like it was when Odell Beckham got signed over to the Baltimore Ravens. And being a pinnacle top 10 defense with the not the ball hawking skill, but just good eyeball off man coverage is Derwin James, Louis Gilman, Michael Davis. When they picked up Ja'Sir Taylor and Asante Samuel that just needs to stay healthy. Hopefully Joey Bosa can stay healthy. This could be a top 10 defense. Even though the Denver Broncos were a mediocre team, the Broncos were still a pinnacle top 7 defense in the league. They were barn burner terrible games, but they were low scores. That was because of the Broncos' good defense. So Chargers need to keep that up a notch, and they still want to be a pinnacle good offense. I would say try to see if anybody's over in the market that they can still make a good offense over rushing the ball, and they've already been prioritizing good protection plays. And it was good getting Quentin Johnston just to youthen out the receiving core, because injuries are going to be a must still with an aging Keenan Allen. I'm not going to lie to you. They haven't made even a big trade since last offseason when they traded for Khalil Mack for a second-round pick, Jaquan Brisker, that I don't even think he's in the league anymore. Now, I think he's still second-string secondary on the Bears. And a 6th-round pick, and Elijah Hicks and Trenton Gill for Scott Matlock. Oh, that's still over in their D lineman, I think. No, he's not. Matlock's not even coveting 4th string. So, seeing overall on paper, that's not always going to guarantee the youth or at least protection for this team. But they were still over the mediocrity of the Broncos selling, the Raiders selling and losing, I think, 5 straight over the last couple games of the season when they were still in the playoff hunt. And the Chargers, I think a lot of people still expect a good season out of them, knowing that their pinnacle Justin Herbert still has an all-pro level quarterbacking level next to him. Austin Eckler, don't know how much he can get around his age. It can still produce without some rushing rotation depth, and I think that really holds him back. And as well as coaching, when Brandon Staley gets the fuck out of there, they got Kellen Moore. They need way better depth when it comes to their coaching staff, and that might play a factor to how they're doing when it comes to their play calling and when it comes to their leading and when it comes to their possessions. Because the Chargers will be a high octane offense, but they just need to keep themselves healthy and consistent and get way better. But we know we can't compare it, so I'm expecting at least an 11 win season again out of them. Out of what they had last year when they coveted second best over in the division, and that was when people were having low expectations over the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs. And this was over a 10-7 record. If they can get 11-6 and remain over a hot streak, if they still remain injuries, that better be in the early half of the season. But I feel like that's the best they can do with the talent they have around them. They have way better defense than they do offense. And I feel like if they have a way more disciplined structure, because the Chargers can't score, and Herbert's such a good dual threat when it comes to his offensive capabilities, when it comes to finding his target, there's no reason I can't see several All-Pros on this Chargers team. So, I'm expecting an 11-6 record. Hopefully, at least everybody's healthy. And Brandon Staley's gone around before preseason. So, that's it for me. Thanks for watching the DST show. We'll try to get more of these off-season evaluations later around the summer, so we can get ready for the NFL season. Hopefully you like, comment, subscribe, and that's it for me.